Welcome to the 21st Century TV, a channel specially created to share with you valuable insights and information on how you can strive and survive in this fastest evolving era called the 21st century. Today we are going to be sharing with you 10 of the most vital mentality every 21st century must develop and adopt in order to succeed in this era. Number 4 is very important, so please try and watch this video till the end. And if today is actually your first time of being here, consider subscribing and turn on to notifications so you won't miss other interesting videos like this. Let's get started. Mind setting number 1. Develop the I can do it mentality. Today, most of us, especially young people, we believe that some things can actually be done only by other people or only by some particular set of people. I want to tell you that this is a very wrong mindset. You can actually do those things that you think that it's only some particular people that can do it. If you look around you, you are going to see many innovations, inventions, and creations. You will see things that has been created, and it is easier to think that you cannot do it, and it's only some specific people that can actually do it. Oh no, not to think do it. Abraham Lincoln, a slave boy who rose from slavery to being the 16th US president, gave a valuable advice that can change your life today. He said that the fact that other people have done a thing is a big proof that you too can do it. Yes, and I agree. If you want to do something, maybe you must have probably been desiring to do something. Let's say, for instance, to become an artist. You used to see how this particular artist perform, and you desire and admire to be like that person. And now what is keeping you back? The fear that you might not be able to do it. I want to tell you today that you too can do it. The fact that that person did it is a valuable thing that you too can do it. So it should not be a limitation against you. You have to now develop that mindset that you too can do it. So this takes us to the number 2 mentality that every 21st century must develop. The number 2 mentality is no failure, no success mentality. Yes, we are living in an era that actually there are many failures that made the past eras in history. Yes, you have to accept failure. Failure is something that is actually the roads that lead to success. Without failures, they are not success. And by the way, how are you going to enjoy your success if you have not passed through some failures? Failure without success is meaningless. You won't feel the success if you just succeed without actually failing. But when you pass through some numerous failures and eventually succeed, you are going to be so proud of yourself. You are going to be very happy about the success, and you are going to eventually appreciate the success. So you have to develop the mindset that no failure, no success mentality. Today, if you want to look around the world, you are going to notice that many people are afraid of trying out things, are afraid of doing some things because they are afraid of failure. Actually, failure is something that whether you try out new things or you don't try out new things, you still fail. So why fear failure when you can face the failure and fail very well, then become successful? So our model, Winston Churchill, gave a valuable advice. He said failure is not fatal. So even if you fail, you aren't going to die anyway. So don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid. Make failure as your friend. And when you fail, tell yourself that this is just an opportunity to succeed. When you fail, you are even much better trying out new things, and you will gain more experience. You gain new experience from that failure that is going to teach you new lessons. You are going to learn from that failure than if you do not even try out new things. So we are going to go to the third mentality that every 21st century must develop in order to strive and succeed in this 21st century. The number third mentality is criticism means power mentality. You have to know that criticism means power. Most of us are afraid of doing some particular things because we are afraid of what people might say about us. Um, See, living a life or a fearful life of what other people might say about you is actually a lifeless life, because the moment people start talking about you, it shows that you are developing into a powerful person. Yes. If you want to look around your environment, you are going to notice that most people that have been spoken of, that are being criticized, are actually people that are making impacts, that are making names for themselves in that society. You will bear with me that no poor person has been, let me say, spoken about or criticized for who he is. Yes, that is a fact. It's only people that are making impact that are being criticized. So you have to actually be proud of yourself by the time you start hearing people saying some evil stuff against you, some negative things against you. You have to be so proud of yourself at that moment, because actually you are becoming a powerful person. So we are going to go to the number 4 mentality, and the most important mentality that every 21st century must develop in order to succeed. The number 4 mentality is the do it anyhow, anywhere mentality. Yes, it's amazing how most of us in this 21st century are trying to figure out everything just right, exactly perfect. See, there has not been any experts without apprenticeship. You have to start out at the bottom line before reaching the top line. There is no way you just wake up one day and become the you and become the top of the line without actually starting at the bottom. A journey of 1,000 kilometers started out with a step, and so is an ocean. It started out with a drop of water. So you too must start from somewhere, from anywhere, to get to where you want to be. Yes, so you have to develop the mindset of do it anyhow mentality. You have to develop that. You have to do it anyhow mentality. If you develop this mindset, you aren't going to be afraid of what people are going to say of what you are doing. Just do it anyhow. Do it anyhow. Don't try to figure out anything, all the things right. Don't try to gather all the resources before you actually start. Just do it. Just do it anyhow and where you are, with the available things you have. Yes, when you develop this mindset, you are actually going to succeed. Just start wrong, because nobody has ever started anything right. Start wrong and you are going to eventually figure it right as time goes on. So this is going to take us to the 5th mentality every 21st century must develop in order to succeed in this century. The 5th mentality is that you develop the no risk, no rise mentality. Yes, it's amazing how most of us today, though we admire some specific things, but we are actually afraid of parting out with our resources, bearing risk with our resources. You have to be willing to bear risk in this century, because the fact in this century is that whether you bear risk or you don't bear risk is still risky. This is a way I want you to be looking at this century. I want you to compare this century with death. Whether you sleep at the comfort of your bed or you actually go out there and try out new things, you are actually going to die. So why fear die when you still die? So why fear risk when it's still risky? So it's important that you practice taking risk, even with your money, with your resources, even be it practicing new experience, new trainings. Try bearing risk, and it's going to actually take you to that level, to that higher level. When you bear risk, you are going to actually rise in life. So we are going to go to the 6th mentality, which is no pain, no gain mentality. As a 21st century, you have to develop the mentality that no pain, no gain. Yes, it's true. Life is very difficult. There's a saying that nothing good comes easy, and I agree. That saying is very perfect and correct. Nothing good truly comes easy. Life is difficult and you have to admit it. CEO of Microsoft, Bill Gates, gave a valuable advice that can help you go through this life without complaining. He said, life is difficult. So get used to it. Life is difficult. Get used to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Yes, that's the truth. So you have to learn how to go through those pains that are going to eventually lead to your gains. Yes, so don't be afraid of pain, because actually pain is gain. Pain is what is going to help you attain that level of gain in your life. Right away, we are going to lead. It's going to lead us to the seven mentality uh, that every 21st century must use in order to strive and survive this century, which is actually no learning, no earnings. Yes, this is very important, especially in this 21st century. Learning is very important. Without learning, you will soon be outdated. But with learning, you will be updated continuously. So you have to develop the mindset of continually learning. You have to make learning as a lifestyle. When you make learning as a hobby, it's going to actually help you go through um, this era. Okay, what do I mean by no learning, no earnings? This is what I actually mean. Let's take for instance, you are a business person. You know, with business there are a lot of competition, and so is this century. There's a lot of competition out there. So when you stop learning, new competitors are constantly coming in. They will come and overtake you, and maybe eventually, and maybe they will even bypass you. So that the need for knowledge, that's the need for knowledge, that's the need for constantly improving yourself. It's amazing how most people think that after their college degrees, after their university, the learning ends there. That is just the foundation. That is where learning actually starts. The university and the degrees were just uh, a memory, something. It just help you to start learning, to learn how to learn. Yes, that's the foundation. That's where learning started. So you have to continually, you have to develop the habit of learning always, so as to stay updated. Without it, you'll be outdated, and you don't like that to happen to you. So the way out is that keep on learning, learn and learn and learn forever. The number eight mindset that every 21st century must develop is the do it now mentality. It's no doubt many people are failing in life not because they do not actually know what to do. Some have even ideas that can take them even beyond their widest dreams. Other people are even smarter than some people who are actually succeeding. But what is keeping them behind? Procrastination over the years have been known as the arch enemy of success. So this is one tool that has been keeping people behind even up to this day. So as a 21st century, you must develop that mindset of doing things when they show up. Do the things right now. Abraham Lincoln gave another valuable advice that is very important. He said, leave nothing for tomorrow which can be done today. So practice doing things when they show up. Practice doing things at the time they show up. Don't keep something that is needed to be done today for tomorrow. So that is the mindset you have to develop, and it's going to help you a lot in this 21st century. The number nine mindset that every 21st century must develop in order to strive and survive this century is develop the Hakka way of thinking. Yeah, this is very important because in this 21st century, most of us complain that we don't know where to start, we don't know what to do, all the opportunities have been seized by the rich, we don't have anything, we don't have resources to start with, or so on and so on and so on that you can name them. But actually, a CEO of Facebook gave a valuable advice, Mark Zuckerberg by name. He said, think like a hacker. Hackers believe that, how do hackers think? Hackers believe that something can only be made better, but and that nothing is ever complete. So if you are that type of person that you don't know what to do, you are thinking that maybe all the opportunities have been seized, just look around you and see what other people are doing and engage yourself into doing that same thing. Then your goal in doing it is try to make it better. Yes, because that's actually what is going to make the difference. Your better is going to make the difference. Try making things different, and it's actually going to help you a lot and a lot. And 10 and number 10 and the final mindset that every 21st century must develop is the dynamic mentality. Yes, you have to be dynamic. As a 21st century, you have to be a dynamite. Yes, dynamism means changeable, something that can change with another thing. For instance, when I created my dynamic calendar, it was able to change with years, even years that have not been able to have not been existing. For instance, 20 have not been to existing. For instance, 2030 is still to come, it's not presently here. But on my dynamic calendar, once I change the date, maybe 2020 to 2030, is going to display the days and the dates on how they are going to appear when that year will reach. So as a 21st century, you have to develop the dynamic mindset, because in all history, 21st century has been recorded as the fastest evolving century. Things are changing at an instant, at a blink. So you too must be willing to change and adapt to the changes that are occurring in order to stay relevant in this 21st century. So this is the end of our video. We have come to the end of this video. So if you like this video, uh, share with your friends on Facebook and click the like button and actually subscribe and turn on to notifications so you aren't going to miss other interesting videos like this. We love you. See you next time when we'll be here. Thank you. Oh God.